right, y'all. So let's talk about this. So Chud the Builder. And the builder of what? Nothing good, right? He still can't make bail to get out. They're keeping him in. He needs to never get out. He needs to suffer. He needs to be made an example of. And a clear message needs to get out, okay, to the American public. It amazes me how tough people are when they have a gun and they depend on racism to get them through situations. People like him, these racist folks, see, they depend on black people to be fearful of them, people of color to be fearful of them. Not of them, of consequences. Like, if you defend yourself and you hurt me, you know you're going to jail, right, nigger? You know the racist police are going to show up. They're going to take my side because I got the complexion for the protection. And we're all going to go against you. And you're going to be the one in jail. I'm going to walk free. And that's how they want you to think. Then they come across somebody like myself that don't give a fuck. Because I will go to jail. You're not going to do shit to me. I will fight it. I will, whatever attorney whatever, bottom line, whatever the situation. No, you don't ever let someone attack you, do any harm to you. This idiot walking around calling people niggers and provoking people. And it show you just something is seriously wrong with these folks, man. They're just naturally evil, hateful, rotten, scumbag, trailer trash people. Because I can't even relate to that. How do you just walk around feeling like I'm superior to this person, to this race of people, to any other race of people? You shouldn't be able to breathe the same air as me or be my neighbor or live in my neighborhoods and shop in the same supermarkets as me. Something is wrong with these folks. All Trump did was help expose to more people who was very naive, out of the loop, in the dark about America, even though they've been here all this time, that, yeah, America is one of the most, if not the most racist country on earth. And, it's crazy how I can remember growing up, going to school, and the teachers would say, they would call Germany and Russia like communist countries and talk about how these people had no real etiquette. These people, they would teach in school. They're saying this because whether you had people from those countries or not, the fact is you're here. And their proof to you is that that's why your family brought you here, right? But they talk all this stuff about who these people were. But I noticed, I said, damn, the crazy thing is they can talk about people from other countries that were wicked, evil people, but they won't say the same thing about the racist, slave-owning, baby, alligator, feeding babies to alligators. And they won't talk about these racist forefathers of this country. And I felt like that was just inappropriate, the way they would say things, but they always talked like anywhere else you go in the world, you're going to suffer. America's the place to be. Like as if nothing goes on. But I knew as a kid, these people didn't have the same issues that we had. I could see it. And you know what I never saw? I never saw black people. I never saw people of color walking around terrorizing the streets and going in white neighborhoods and just provoking people and calling them crackers. And I've never seen that. I've seen retaliation. I've seen self-defense, but I've never just seen people just going around harassing these folks. Well, if a guy like Chud the Builder could beat this case, I'm not concerned about all of the low-life loser idiots that'll be jumping up, celebrating, and making videos. Yeah, we won. And I couldn't care less about all that ignorant shit. What this would do, though, it would fuel people to feel confident that I can do the same thing and get away with it. He already had a couple of people try the same thing, and things backfired for them really badly. But this is what this would do. Now you put this punk ass, there's nothing tough about him. Lying, racist, no good piece of shit on the street to be around normal people. Why? He doesn't deserve to come. Why should he be allowed to come home to pick up his daughter? Now all of a sudden he cares about his daughter, right? Why should he be allowed to come home and hug her and raise her up to be a racist, no good piece of shit like himself? Why should he be allowed? When you take somebody's life, let's think of all the black people, all the people that are sitting in prison right now for something they didn't do, or somebody was killed over nothing. They'll never, ever be able to see anybody in their family again. They'll never be able to talk to their son, daughter, wife, mom, dad, sister, brother, cousin, auntie, uncle. Never be able to pet their dog and take the dog for walks and go on family vacations. They'll never be able to do that again. Even like with these racist cops. It's so funny, you're such trained professionals, right? And this is what you always hear these police chiefs say when the police do dirt. And they don't want to really comment, but they always tell about how their officers are trained for this. And they don't make mistakes like that. It's a misunderstanding with the public. They don't understand how the laws work, right? Look at how many cases right now where white cops have kicked in doors. Cops, period, have kicked in doors of the wrong house and killed a baby. Killed someone in that house. Had nothing to do with anything. And if you're going to say, I was afraid for my life, all this bullshit, you want to trigger happy punk ass motherfucker as a cop. Because that's the type of motherfucker that's going to shoot first because he hear a noise. Bow, 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 oh shit. No. Yeah, they're always so fearful for their lives. You stand up here with powerful handguns that will kill a person with one shot, and you're basically scared of what? You have people outnumbered and you have a weapon. Drop it, put your hand, all that. That's cowardly. All that yelling, that's cowardly. You know why the cops do that? They're trying to scare you into making a movement or do something where maybe even try to run. They're trying to scare you. Like, damn, these motherfuckers going to kill me. Like, why is this motherfucker so hot? That's what they want you to do. So they can shoot you and kill you. And then say, I told him loud and clearly to lay down. He didn't comply. And, the law says. That's what they do. What kind of fucking racist ass, sick-minded, punk ass president completely wipe out 150,000 corrupt cop records? What's the purpose of doing that? What's the purpose of handling business and no, we're going to clean up the streets? Everywhere you work, in every household, what do they tell you with anything? How do you clean up things? It starts with the top. It starts with mom and dad at home. It starts with management, administration out in business. Same thing with the law, the judges, these prosecutors, everybody, right? Even as a lawyer, we know that this is how you make your money. Well, how do you even defend a scumbag like Chud the Builder? What is it to defend? How are you not racist? It's just my job. I'm going to defend this racist, even though he's lying. Did you see the video where basically they had a guy speak against Chud, and he said, no, Chud shot this guy. This guy didn't even approach Chud. Chud shot this guy. Chud lied about everything. Shots was fired. He still got his ass whooped even after shooting the guy. That's the whole, and this idiot shot himself. What I didn't remember hearing, somehow I missed this part. I know when he was in the restaurant, he was filming. This Chud the Builder here, the guy known for provoking and starting race and all this shit he was talking about. Yeah, I didn't hear the part that the people in the restaurant told him to stop live streaming. I just know that he was arguing with them, and he basically was saying he's not paying. So they had a $400 bill, and pretty much his punk ass. This is what he got arrested for. Now, when he had the situation with the black guy that he shot, he was already coming from court. So he already was in some shit. This guy's an asshole. And we know so many times in the past they've used video footage on everybody. In fact, let's look at this, right? Look at Diddy. When Diddy went to jail, these motherfuckers was pulling up videos from way back. Remember the one, the little white girl, how he said, hey, I'm having a party at my house. And yeah, talk about how the mom just let him take her to the house. Him and Justin Bieber, all these different, they try to do everything. When Bill Cosby with his situation, and they had him on there, you take the pill and you put it in the tea, and the girl gets all, she gets all right. They use everything to try to make it stick on you. Why would they not use Chud the Builder's footage? And why did it take them so long in the first place? The guy is trash. That's what he is. He's pure trash. I don't know the mother of the daughter, but hopefully, and I don't see how she could be any different, but hopefully somebody raised that little girl right. So this little girl isn't walking around here calling people racial slurs and being a racist piece of shit like her father, like her punk ass father. You know, I remember some years ago, I had met this white guy who used to be a cop, and he was I remember him telling me, he was saying, man, he said, he told me I used to be a police officer, man. He said, I had to walk away from that shit. The man told me in the South that it was a situation where they found the body of a black man. This was gone. You ever see like a hippo attack a lion or an animal trying to attack it, and he bite the whole bottom, everything going, but the top of his face, and all this is gone. He said, I almost vomit. He said, I did vomit. He said, I tried. He said, man, this was my rookie year. He said, man, I never seen so many racist people until I started working for this police department. He said, and he said, you know what? I had racist people around me the whole time and really didn't think nothing of it. He said, because to be honest with you, he said, where we went to school, he said, I never had any issues with anybody. Never. He said, but my mom and different people, my dad, he said, I just like, you constantly, he said, the word nigga was always being thrown around. He said, and my dad was really strict. He said, talking back to my father, he getting an ass whooping. He said, my mom too, he said, and they would always tell, don't ever trust these people and this and that, and keep them, don't bring them to this house, and don't go to their house, and all this stuff, right? And said that his parents told him that if he ever married or dated one, that they would disown them and just say things like that. And said he was always talking about one day a race war was going to happen, and you better be prepared. And so he said he couldn't bring black people, nobody, to his house that wasn't white. He said, and the thing was, he said, I don't know how I turned out to be different. He said, I'm just glad I did. And I felt so stupid. I said, this times I get pissed even now when I think about it at myself. Like, how was I around this? But I was so, I don't know. He said, bro, I've never called anybody a racial slur in my life. He said, I never even thought about it. He said, but me hearing my parents, he said, even some of the teachers we had, he said, nobody, he said, I've never had, he said, the black kids, everybody, they was so nice to me. We got along, we played together. He said, after school, he said, and I could never tell them this. He said, I would run home. He said, because I didn't want anybody to walk with me And then my mom or dad or somebody see me, and then even the neighbors, oh, you're someone with a black kid today. He said, and he said, I hated my mother and my father. He said, I really grew to hate them. He said, and it pissed me off. He said, because what's the purpose? He said, even in church, there was no black church members we had. Nobody. He said, and it was just nigger. He said, but of course, he said N-word. But he basically said that that's all they would do. He said, and I remember one time he said, I'm thinking, what the hell could somebody do so bad that you detach their mouth from their face, right? He said, and this never made the news. So it made me think how much other hate crimes is going on and things that don't make the news. He said that eventually he stopped being a police officer, right? And he said that it was just like, it was the worst experience he ever had. He said the academy was fine. He said, but the working for the precinct, he said it was the worst. And he said that one of the officers said to him, I think you saying that nigger boy, and it bothered you, huh? You got a soft spot for them niggas, huh? That's what he told me that day. But of course he said N-word. He didn't say the word nigger. I'm saying it. And he said that he cursed the guy out and told him he was nothing but trash. And he said the cop threatened and told him, said, we know where you live, right? Do you know what we could do to you? Do you know we could set you up? Now this is what the cop is telling him, and told him, I don't have no respect for no nigger lovers anyway. I'm telling you, just by their nature, something is wrong with these people, man. Something is seriously wrong with them. And if you think that racism is just, well, everybody got the right, no, fuck that and fuck you. If you're racist, you're full of hate. And you're a scumbag. You know, why put this person in a position? Why had this scumbag out there that would have people in positions where everything you can't just walk away from? Reminds me of a story, not too long ago, where we're walking up in the park, we're jogging, we're walking the trails, and throughout the entire park, every so many feet, you see these signs, stay on the trail, private property, keep off, stay on the trail. And I'm telling you flat out, who do we always see walking off the trail, just going into the woods? White people. I'm just being real with you. One day, there was a guy with his kids, and he's like walking. So I think he kind of felt, because I just looked at him. And I'm standing there looking at the sign, I looked at him. And I think that in his mind, subconsciously, he's like, knew I'm looking at the sign, and I'm looking at him at the same time, him and his son and daughter. So when he walks up the trail, because you got to go down this steep hill, those trails are only for the groundskeepers, emergency crew if something happens. That's not for us to just walk on. Throughout the entire park, stay on the trail, keep off private property. Well, they go walking on the trail. And so when he's coming up, he looks at him, oh man, that's a good walk, huh? I looked at him. And I said, yeah, that's why it's a great thing that the trail goes through the entire park, right? The whole perimeter goes around. Yeah, I know. Yeah. But yeah, man, it gets a little boring, and the kids want this and that. Oh, so now the kids control everything, right? And I looked at him. And I said, we got bears, you got coyotes, he goes, oh yeah, I got a firearm. I said, yeah, as do I. And I patted mine, I said, as do I. I said, but why put an animal in a situation where you, with your coward ass, exactly what I said, with your coward ass, end up shooting and killing it because you go out into its habitat. You never know when you see, especially, the mama bear with her cubs, she's going to go to protect. Now you put not only yourself, but you put your children in danger. And you think that because you got this gun that you tough. I said, man, why would you even put yourself in that situation? So now if you end up shooting the bear, right? What happens? You kill this bear, and this bear was out here away from humans. They stay away from everybody. The coyotes, the bears, they stay away from everybody. They don't come up on the trail. The only animals that come up on that trail are the fucking geese. You see the chipmunks, the squirrels, the deer. There's no garbage cans out there. There's no, no eating or nothing. This park is strictly to just walk, jog. They have a few, maybe 4 or 5 benches out there all together, and they're spread out. And so nobody really goes up there. I mean, you might have a couple come sit up there here and there, but for the most part, when you go in this park, everybody's pretty much just on the trail. Okay, it's a big lake, right? And so, the bears, the coyotes, they stay away. They stay in the woods. Now, understand something, right? Once you go off the trail, it's not even a trail. It's just, like I said, the trail that you see leading, every trail is for groundskeepers. Once you start walking in the woods, there's no markers on the trees. You know how they don't have any of that. That's just the woods. What they depend on as far as to not get lost is because they know, well, all we got to do, no matter how deep we walk into the woods, all you got to do is just walk back the same way we came. It's going to eventually bring us to some part of the trail. And it's not like level ground. Excuse me. So depending on where you get on, you might have to walk way the other way, left or right, to get to where you can start to walk up, because the trail gets so steep to when you look down. If somebody was to fall off of that trail, you could easily die. And if you fall, you got broken branches sticking from the ground, anything. You could roll out into the anything. But my whole point, because of your hard-headed, ignorant ass, you just want to do what you want to do. So because you have a 50 caliber pistol, yeah, guess what? We all have license to carry out here. And guess what? I would not sit here and go, hey man, I got my piece. Got a permit for it and everything. Carry it. I can, hey man, listen, let's go out there into the woods. If a bear comes, I just smoke it. Really? I say, yeah, you should know better than that. You're a grown ass man. And you're teaching your kids right now to not obey laws and rules and regulations. And when they start following your footsteps, hopefully they don't put themselves in a position where their life is taken from them because they did what dad showed them. And I just walked away from him. Now, he ain't said a word. He stood there looking stupid. Every time we go to this park, man, it's always, and I'm just being saying like it is, always white people going off into the woods just walking. What the fuck are you looking for? And I remember the same time, I was talking to a cop one day, and the cop said, he's like, I don't know why people just don't like to follow rules. He's like, man, you don't know how many times we get a call, somebody, and it's not always on the news. Somebody got attacked by a bear. Now, the person, let's say if the person survived, like type of thing where the bear swiped them, with the claws, someone bit him, but the motherfucker was able to shoot the bear in the face or something, right? But they lie about their whereabouts. Oh, I was coming outside. Come to find out, like, yeah, they were out in the woods. So we're like, who the fuck goes for a walk at 3 o'clock in the morning? And it's like, if you ever go to a shooting range, right? The shooting range is just to keep your aim sharp. I'm not out there at the shooting range with some bloodlust, like, yeah, I wish a motherfucker would so I could blow him up their head off, right? But you see people at the shooting range, yeah, all this. It's like they have this bloodlust. It's like they want something to happen so they can kill another human being. This isn't about just hunting and shit. You don't hunt with handguns. It's something about these fucking people, man, that they just love the idea of being able to kill somebody. And you put yourself in these situations. And I'm going to tell you something about this idiotic president, this system that we live in, okay? See, you overlook simple things like this. If we all believe we should be able to say and do as we please, right? Where is the line that we shouldn't cross? If we believe just because we have a gun license, we have a carrier's permit, whatever, right? We go get a light that we can kill somebody and then call that shit self-defense because we couldn't control our tempers. If we believe that we should be able to react however we want and then just give an explanation as to why we did it, but it was unprovoked. On top of that, is saying sorry going to bring somebody's life back? And not only that, people are hurting kids. They're hurting elderly people. I mean, what, elderly people only matter when it comes to a nursing home or something? Because you will always see the signs, report and stop elderly abuse. Well, what happened? What happened a couple weeks ago when that elderly guy was wearing a Spurs jersey and these little YNs out here jumping an old man? Huh? Where was all that? Why didn't nobody say, "Hey, man, what you doing? That's our elder"? No, they're not going to do that. That's the point. Because ignorance is ignorance. Why does anybody have to suffer? Then, oh, now we'll try to bring some justice. You got to die first, though. You think that a person's occupation is going to eliminate racism and unprofessionalism? Mm-mm. No. And that's the point that you guys overlook. Whether it's a doctor or a nurse telling somebody, you nigger, you spick, you coon, you cracker, whatever, right? If you ever come to my hospital, anybody in your family, I'll let you die. I will not save you. Whether it's police officers slamming little kids on their face, beating up on women and any innocent people, and then standing around laughing about it and making fun of it on camera, nothing happens to them. And this is why police officers need to not just be fired, but arrested and do time. Because if not, everybody following the footsteps is going to see how we can just get a slap on the wrist and you know what? They'll just transfer you to another police station at water under a bridge. Now you go over there and terrorize somebody else under somebody else's jurisdiction. That's all. And we're supposed to give a fuck about this racist piece of shit. I just want to go home and hold my daughter. Now, you don't deserve to teach her to be just like you. And I'm pretty sure the process has already started. I don't know the age of the kid, but shit, if she's a little baby for I don't know, this motherfucker probably be sitting there, hey, listen, don't you ever make friends with niggers. I want you to know this right now. These chimps, these this, that, and yeah. Nah, he needs to suffer. Fuck him. Who cares about his wants and wishes? For the record, this nigga, this piece of shit, he ain't sorry for what he did. He don't feel bad about what he did. He only feel bad about things not going his way. He feels disappointed in his white system that it didn't work for him. That's what he feels. Had a few racist people raise money to try to help get him out of jail. They don't give a fuck. They know he's guilty. They don't care. Well, it was self-defense. No, it's not self-defense, stupid bitch. It's not self-defense. You walking up calling people niggers and whatever and then do something. Go ahead. I dare you, nigger. Do something. And then pull your gun out. That's self-defense? No. And my thing is this. We know for a fact if this was a black dude doing that, he'd have been shot and killed a long time ago. And they would have had the video and they'd have been showing it. They wouldn't have waited no 3-4 fucking weeks later. And every one of you racists will be out there going, well, hey, he asked for it, man. You can't just walk up to... No, it's only when these racist pieces of shit do it. And this is why, for all the white people that's speaking out against these crackers, this is exactly what's supposed to happen. Because that's what they are, a bunch of dumb crackers. And that's what he is. White people that have been speaking out against Chud the Builder, white people that's been speaking out against all these other racist people, you know what racists call them? Nigger-loving traitors. And this is your school teachers. Yeah, this is your firemen. Yeah, these are your bank workers. Yeah. Your doctors, your lawyers, your nurses. That's who these people are. Do you know who they are? Nope. You think the KKK don't still exist? You might not see them parading around with the white sheets and all that. No. That's nothing but a fucking cover-up, a costume. The mindset never went anywhere. You think these people don't? Of course they're still around. These are the same people. Just imagine you being in a position where a fireman had ample time to climb that ladder and save your loved one, but they stood there and smiled and said, let the nigga burn. Looked at you and waved and smiled at you, knowing that you can't do anything about it. And you speak up about it, and they say that your line is not true. And basically, you got a racist jury, and they don't take yours. They don't. You understand what I'm saying? They take their side. And just imagine knowing the truth and understanding. You saw this racist cracker sit there and smile at you. You saw this motherfucker look at you and like in other words, yeah, listen, you want to hear your mom in there screaming while her body's burning up, and or your baby screaming while that baby's in there burning up, and you're gonna hear it. You talk about traumatization. Well, what type of trauma do you think that people of color go through? Being falsely accused of things, being bullied and arrested for something that they didn't even do. Having a police system that we can't trust. You call the police for a situation, you end up getting shot, killed because the police are racist. Police texting each other like little kids. Making little plans of how they're going to mistreat you once they get there. All of these things that happen. I don't know if this jury is just pissed off at Chud for doing sloppy shit, and they feel like, no, he think he's bigger than we are. Because if what happened didn't happen on the court at the courthouse, now you're coming out of court and you're still being an asshole. So maybe they feel like, nah, he's out of control. It's more like he think he's bigger than us. I don't know if they're just being legit or if they're disappointed, like I said, in the fact they see like, nah, this motherfucker going to do this on court grounds and I mean, what else? You don't need any more evidence. He lied about everything. He shot this guy. This guy didn't attack him. He shot the guy first. And the guy that was speaking about it said shots were fired. The people in the restaurants telling him to stop live streaming. Like I said before, you imagine you sit in a restaurant and somebody next to you talk about, this is Chud the Builder here. So he's sitting in your restaurant promoting his video about starting a race war. You calling somebody chimps and talking about they chimp out and they don't know how to act. Negro, you crack up Negro bastard you. You sitting up here doing what? Trying to take the lives of people and planning on starting a race war. And you finna talking about civilized? Yeah. This white nigga ain't nothing but trash. And he don't deserve to be free. And when his ass go to jail, they need to put him in population. The fuck they protected him for? Nah. Ain't nothing but a fucking YouTuber. They need to put him in population. And I'll tell you right now, I hope the worst things happen to him in there. You know, it's sad. And this is one of the things I say. I see it even in white people's faces when we're walking or we're jogging. You make eye contact. Some of them will, won't just come out and say, hey, how you doing? Just like they I don't know if it's what it is. Are they really racist? Are they nervous that maybe we don't want to speak to them because they know they see the racist shit going on and maybe we are aware, who knows? Some of them will just look down or look away, whatever. I don't give a fuck about none of that. But my point in that is, I see two white people that don't even know each other. Well, hey, hi, and just say, I'm Carolyn. No, I'm Jennifer. Hi. Right? But they'll see you and kind of just, right? I don't know and I don't care. But you know the sad part about that is you don't know who's racist and who's not. And when people act nervous around me, I just don't trust them. I don't care what color you are, but I would with that shit. But I don't like when people act nervous around me. It's like, what are you nervous about? Because I'm not doing anything to you, right? So what are you nervous about? I made it clear a long time ago. I don't respect niggas. And niggas are the ones that walk around calling themselves nigga this, nigga that, nigga, yo, nigga, and doing a bunch of ignorant shit, right? I don't respect that. Even people that I know personally, I had to tell people, man, stop calling yourself a nigga, dumb fuck. You proud of that shit? Right? They all that old, like KRS-One with that bullshit. His punk ass talking about we took the word and flipped it. We're not saying nigger, we're saying nigga. You know what I'm saying? And we did like, man, shut your dumb ass up, Mister. I'm the teacher. You know, and he with that sweeping what African Man Body did to Hassan Campbell and all these other underage boys and all that shit and all or whatever. You know, he don't care about that. All he want to do is focus on hip hop. That's just what racists do with their people. This motherfucker talking about, I'm not a Freemason, but I'm considered some 33rd degree or whatever the fuck, or have it, whatever time I study and but I'm not. And this, yeah, that dude's a fraud. Jay-Z's a fraud. All these people are frauds. We're boycotting Target. As soon as Trump passed that bill for this DEI shit, Target was one of the first places just started firing black people all across the country. And what happens? Jay-Z makes a deal with them. Fuck Jay-Z. I don't like his punk ass music anyway. I don't like nothing about whatever he does. I never did. So regardless to where his product is, I wouldn't be buying it. But they show you. And your heroes keep showing you. They can care less about you and what the struggles are. They don't care about any of that. All they care about is making their money. You know, it's completely irresponsible to have a president. What's so special about a title? I don't look at nobody. I don't care about no celebrity, no position. I don't look at nobody like they're any better than anybody else because of their title. I've seen judges get arrested. You know what they say to the police? Do you know who I am? I've seen different police officers, different ranking police officers off duty. I've seen all types of stuff, and councilmen, congressmen, or do you know who I am? And I want to speak to your supervisor right now. I want to all right. Had a judge that got caught driving with a suspended license. None of these people are black. Every single time you look and you see this white privilege, they don't care about exposing it. I was talking to a guy one day and he said, man, I feel so stupid, man. They always say the same thing. He said, basically, he started explaining to me the reasons he voted for Trump. And there were two reasons. He said the only reason he voted for Trump is one, because Trump is against gays and he don't want gays around his kids. He don't want to go to school with them, work with them, all that, whatever. He said the other reason is because he just don't think that a female is fit to be president. He don't care what color she is. I said, so let me ask you something. You completely overlooked everything else about this scumbag of a human being named Donald Trump, punk ass Trump. And you just voted for him because he's against gays. He's a hateful, racist piece of shit. That's what you voted. You voted for his bad qualities, huh? And the other one is because you discriminate against females. Well, no, I don't. No, you absolutely do discriminate against females. I said, first off, what you talk about with your kids is ways like, example, if you're straight, your kids are straight, you simply tell them, listen, don't bother people because they, are different from you. Don't take shit from anybody. Anything happens, somebody, disrespects, they violate any kind of way, you make it known, whether you're talking to a teacher, principal, guidance counselor, also let me know. Do not try to keep it to yourself and try to take care of it yourself. Make it known. All that, I ain't no snitch shit. Don't make me smack the shit out you. Plain and simple, you do what you're supposed to do. It's as simple as that. All right? You don't have to give anybody no extra respect because they have a preference different from your preference. Nothing. There's nothing special about anybody. Simple. Don't bother anybody. Don't make fun of people. Stay out of negative conversations no matter what's about. It's as simple as that. That's all. No. He tried to make it seem like he didn't discriminate against women. And he said he don't care about what color they are. He just don't think females can be president. I said, okay, well, even in that, you're still being chauvinistic. But two, you overlook everything. You overlook his racism. Or are you telling me you didn't know he was a racist piece of shit? Well, well, at first, he was trying to be very careful with his words. And he ends up saying, I look at it like, a lot of people are just racist, and you know what I mean? And we've probably voted for people that were racist before, whether we knew it or not. And I just started staring at this motherfucker. He see the look on my face and he goes, you know what, man? I really just been making excuses to myself to overlook what this guy's a piece of shit, and I know it, and I feel awful because he has done nothing that he said he's going to do. This guy's, I said, yeah, well, now you know. Bottom line, another one bites the dust. Another, I thought this, and he said he was going to do this, and yeah, people overlook. This is why I said, if you listen to a person talk, like if I sat here and said, yeah, any one of you listening to this video, when I see you, I got a baseball bat that got spikes in it. When I see you, I'm going to walk up to you and I'm going to bust you upside your head. Yeah. If I told you I was going to do that, and then you saw me walking up to you with this spiked baseball bat, would you just stand there? Like, he's just joking. I just told you what the fuck I'm going to do when I see you, right? How many people do I got to hit with this spiked baseball bat before everybody was realized, damn, he wasn't joking. He did that to somebody, right? Just saying, okay? So my point is, even if you wasn't sure, I thought he was just joking. But once you see, damn, he actually did that to this dude. Yeah, you wake up then, right? So how much more damage does Trump have to do before people start to realize the dude is trash? He's full of hate. And he's a racist, proud racist piece of shit. What president sits here and give his little bullshit, you have his little bullshit UFC event for his birthday, I wouldn't have performed shit for him. I wouldn't even been there. And what does this motherfucker do? Does he come out and say we don't condone this type of behavior? No. He didn't say nothing to this racist guy that said that Michelle Obama is a man, right, America? You mean right, white America? Because I know you ain't talking to black people. I know you ain't talking to black people. Like, we gonna sit there and co-sign or laugh at that shit. I know they showed Terrence Crawford, a little greasy ass, sitting up there laughing like it was funny, huh? Yeah. Fuck him, fuck Giles Pataya, fuck Fury, fuck everybody that attended that show. Fuck everybody that was there. I don't care why you was there. And you was there in honor of Trump because it was his birthday. You know what it represented. You know why it was put together. Why was you even there? But this is, this is the world we in. That's why these black folks that show you, like I told you, when Terrence Crawford said, I'm at a point in my career I can do what I want to do. I don't care how nobody feel. I don't care what they say. Fuck them. No, fuck you. Right back. And that's any of these motherfuckers. Like I told you, y'all keep thinking, trying to find some favorites. These people show you their true colors. I don't need y'all no more. I done got to where I got to get to. So the next chapter of my journey in my life, whatever money I'm making, it ain't even coming from y'all boxing fans no more. I'm doing different things now. I don't need y'all. They all show y'all. So all these proud niggas, well, black people, you keep supporting them and keep rocking with them, but then you turn around like assholes and keep trying to wonder why these motherfuckers keep disappointing you and letting you down. Because you put them on pedestals and put yourself in the dirt. Grown men and women still trying to find a hero, trying to be a fan of somebody's. Just like the white people that's been speaking up against this cracker chud. Same thing. I don't respect niggas and I don't respect crackers. I plain and simple. You carry yourself like trash, you carry yourself ignorant and you're proud of it, and you think you're better than people because you got money or some shit, or yeah, ain't that a bitch? Your motherfucking ass is rich as fucking can't even speak a sentence. Nigga. He out here calling you niggas and y'all calling yourselves niggas. Stupid motherfuckers. All that nigga, hard ER bullshit, or nigger, no. I don't give a fuck if it's diarrhea or if it's solid. Shit is shit, right? So you can try to fool yourself, or you want to make yourself believe that it's a different thing. No, it's still shit. So I hope this dude do a lot of time. Hope he never come home. And I hope he have the worst jail experience. I hope he go through it in that motherfucker. Why does he need to come home? Why did the judge even reduce his bail from 1.25 million to 1 million? For what? And now they're saying, well, we think it's in our best interest. It's the public's best interest to keep him in. How long did it take y'all to see that? The feds watch all these videos. They watch everything on YouTube, TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, all of these social media outlets. And you mean to tell me y'all didn't understand his motive when he made it clear? He sat there and said he's going to kill a chimp. Right? And that's when the race war is going to start. He's telling you this shit. And this is how he see white America for what most of them are. A bunch of racists that are basically sitting back going, hey, no matter what white people do, no matter how wrong it is, we're all white. We're going to back them up. That's what he was looking at, because he's around a bunch of racist people. Now, I've seen was one video in particular where he was making racist comments, and it was like a white girl was like, get the fuck out of here, dude. And she was like cursing at him and yelling at him. Same day I saw the video, and they still showing it now. And this ain't the first time. I had a situation like this. With this video, y'all seen it with the black guy was sitting there with his white girlfriend, and the police come up asking her, is she okay? She's like, I'm fine. Why are you asking me that? She knew why he was doing it, and she got pissed and she got offended. She said, the only person bothering me is you. Why are you over here? I'm just making sure you're okay. Because at this point, even though he realizes the white girl is rejecting him, he wants the black dude to know that I don't want your black ass here. And it pissed me off to see you with a white girl. I remember I was in Morris Plains, New Jersey. I was at a 24-hour laundromat. I just came from work, and I was off for the next month. And I was like, all right, I'm going to stop over there. I'm going to wash my clothes. I'm going to chill. And that, right? So it was a nice, hot summer night. So when I went outside, they had a little bench out there. I'm sitting down. And it was these two white girls that was in the laundromat. They came out. They said, oh, you mind if we sit next to you? I'm sure. They sitting there. They were just talking to me. We just sitting there laughing, talking. This same police car, he drove past. Now, it's funny how all of a sudden he slows down, right? And I had a flashlight on my keychain, right? And he's flashing his light. I flashed my light back at him. And he's like, you girls all right? He's like, we're fine. Why? Just making sure, like, yeah, we're fine. Don't you see this big, sexy, strong black man next to us? And one sat on the other side, and the other one sat on the other side. He was leaning on my shoulders, like, you can go. He drove past the second time. He goes, are you ladies? He's like, we just told you to fucking go. Why are you over? They start, you know how white girls, they start getting all hyper. Get the fuck out of here, dude. We don't need you over. You're fucking racist and this and that. He goes on. About maybe 3 minutes later, here comes another police car. There's a female, right? So she goes, are you guys okay? The three of you okay? Right? I'm sitting there and I'm looking and they go, oh my fuck. He's like, no, excuse me. Listen, I'm sorry. I'm looking, was an officer harassing you guys? Right? Yes, he was. He's coming through here asking us, are we okay? Just because we're not stupid. He see a black guy with us and he's sitting up here being an asshole. He came there 2 fucking times. He's flashing the light. Nobody called him. She's like, okay. You happen to notice what the squad car number, right? And we remember the number, and he's like, okay. She's like, no, I'm going to talk to him. She's like, we don't like that. It's like, sir, are you okay? Like, I'm fine. I don't trust her either. But basically, he ain't come back after that. Don't know what she did. But she said, no, I just want to make you guys are okay. The three of you are okay. He's like, no, I'm going to, and then basically, about 15 minutes later, she came back and she just walked over and she said, guys, I just want to apologize for that, officer's behavior. She said, at this point, we're in a laundromat. And she said, we don't condone that. She said, we don't condone that. And I looked at her and I said, so how'd you know who called you? She said, no, he called me saying he sees suspicious activity. He said, I pull up and I just see 3 people sitting outside. She said, and I got my suspicions about that guy. She said, I can't say too much, but I got I don't like him. She said, and it's not like I'm doing this because I don't like him. She said, it's like I'm only, no, I don't like what he stands for. She said, I have my suspicions about him. She said, there was no suspicious activity. She said, I just wanted you guys to know I'm not coming here like trying to play good cop, bad cop. She said, no, she said, I spoke with him. She said, and just so you guys know, she said, if you ever see a situation where like anybody, a cop is, just doing things like that, trying to harass, like, please. She's like, you can call the police station, you can call or whatever. I ain't live in that town. I worked in that town and I was doing my laundry that night. But bottom line, she, said what she said, and then, you guys have a nice night, whatever. She went on and that was that. But bottom line, this is the type of shit, what I'm saying, that they do. I remember these 2 white guys called themselves trying to jump me, and I beat the shit out of both of them. The cops pulled up like acting all hostile and shooting, and I'm staring at these motherfuckers, right? And the female cop goes, or the female said a female said to the female cop, no, those guys tried to attack him. It's those guys. Because when the cops came, they was all busted up and fucked up. And she says she got footage of everything and on her surveillance camera. And they saw the surveillance camera and they saw exactly what happened. And basically, these 2 guys, they were worked at a pizza shop that their father owned. And so some of the cops, from stopping there to eat, they knew who they were. And I remember hearing the cops say, what are you guys doing? Like, come on, man, you got to do better than that, man. Because basically what happened was this. I was jogging. And I had on, you guys know what a sauna suit is. That thing makes you sweat badly. Like you're soaking wet, right? So I'm jogging and I'm like soaked. So when I finished my jog, right, what I had to do, there was a store that I just went into. It was a restaurant. So I ordered some food, but what I did, I went in the bathroom. So with the sauna suit, you literally can like wring water out that motherfucker. So I had to like literally dry myself, like I'm in the bathroom, just freshen up real quick, change, because when you wear a sauna suit, man, everything is soaked. Socks, shoe, everything. So what I did when I got back to my car was I had to change the clothes, but it was sweatpants, just whatever. So that was that. I ate, and so now I'm getting ready to leave. So I go into the parking lot to go into my car. And this is what they started doing. Right? Jumping around, making ape noises and shit, right? Now, they did this shit, and I heard clearly one of the guys go, that nigga's kind of fucking big, man. Hey, be careful, man. And the other guy, I don't give a fuck. Right? He's doing that shit. Now, I looked at this motherfucker, and I'm like, nah. So I put my shit in the, right? So he walks up like, hey, excuse me, sir, you got a banana? And at that point, I said, put your hands up, bitch. And he's like, put my hands up? You don't want none of this. Trying, And this motherfucker, I don't know if he had that shit there just in case, because this was like the back of the restaurant, like where the parking lot is. Where I was parked at the edge towards the sidewalk is the back of the restaurant. And of course, in the parking lot, you go around to the front. And this motherfucker, he grabs, like out of nowhere, like a 2x4. And he like, I ain't fucking scared of you. You fucking jigs this and that. I just, and when I was getting ready to swing anyway, and he took but he didn't swing it like a bat. He tried to like jab me with the shit. And I just slid to the fucking right. And bottom line, I did what I had to do. And the other one ran over there and tried to jump in. And he learned, just like the first one, that was a bad mistake. And that ended with both of them screaming for help, begging, pleading, I'm sorry. And I wasn't trying to hear that shit. So when they saw the surveillance footage, they came out. The female cop asked me, did I want to press charges on the motherfuckers? I said, absolutely. Abso-fucking-lutely. I said, because I come up here to do what I have to do, and I never have, this was a very racist town. And this was something that was known, that people in this town, they just didn't like, one Halloween, it was marching, we don't want another nigger town, and all this other shit. And basically, it was one of these things when you go to the park, it was a predominantly white neighborhood. So when you out there playing basketball, it's funny because they took the basketball hoops down, all that. But whatever you did, you got a bunch of black dudes out there on the court, no shirts, muscular and all. Yeah, and the white girls are sitting up there. So yeah, you seeing a lot of, it was one of these things. So they just didn't want you around, period. Not that you did nothing to them. Now, mind you, I'm jogging. I got weights in my hand. Well, I had the wrist weights then I had the weights on my ankles. Had the wrist weights, had my damn little portable shit, music player, whatever, and really, I'm soaked. So all I'm thinking about is getting dry. Because before I even went in there, I had to take the shit off out in the car, right? And I had to dry myself. I had to take a towel. I had to dry myself and all that. So now when I go in the bathroom, the clothes that I put on to just go over, I had to go freshen up and just so that way. Yeah, I ain't all sweated up and all or whatever. Now when I go home, I take my shower. But, bottom line, just take care of shit, freshen up. And that's all I was up there to do. You know what I'm saying? And this is what I'm saying. So your intentions, it could just be a nice day. I'm just going for a walk. You taking your little kid for a walk. You just chilling. And then here comes some racist motherfucker decide that they just want to start some shit, right? And the thing about it is, you have a very high, you have just as high or a higher chance of coming across a racist, Karen ass, troublemaking bitch motherfucker that learned the hard way that they didn't really want that smoke, than you do of somebody trying to rob you or you getting into it's you got a better chance of coming across a racist and having a problem. And the same way how I say, why put yourself and put an animal in a situation where you're going to walk into the animal's habitat. That animal tries to defend itself or its territory, thinking you're trying to invade its space because why are you down there, right? And you kill it. Now, the animal had to die simply because of your stupidity. Same thing with human beings. And the fact is, people put less effort and thought into saving the lives of other human beings. And we know this. So what's the purpose of letting someone like Chud the Builder free? Letting this scumbag walk around? Letting anybody, only people that's going to try to support him and try to help him is racist. No non-racist person is trying to help this scumbag. Anybody trying to donate money to him, trying to help him raise money to get out is because they're racist and he's one of their own and they don't want to see him behind bars. And racist people feel like it's an injustice for white people to sentence other white people due to something that was done to somebody not white. And that's just a fact of how that's who they are. Scumbag. There's nothing tough about it. I remember this fat, stretchy, out of shape motherfucker. Yeah, I remember when he started his little journey on trying to get in shape or whatever. All he did was lost weight. You still look like shit. That stupid looking mustache, that dumbass haircut, goofball. And now he's sitting there scared. Like the little bitch that he is. He's scared now. Yeah. He's terrified. I say this, people, and always understand, if we are going to live in this country, raising kids and going forward, if you think staying silent and trying to be invisible is how to survive, you're lying to yourselves and you're wrong. And if you don't stand up, sometimes you might have to die for what you believe in. That's real shit. And it's unfortunate. I want y'all to understand something. Our lives on this earth as humans, your life, anybody's life can be taken away just as easy as it is for a deer to run across the road and think he can outrun the cars and get killed. Or that squirrel or that cat that's sitting there eating and don't realize a fox is coming up behind it to attack it. Or those ants that's walking around and we're walking around stepping on it. The same way. It's no guarantee we're going to live to be old people. You don't know how long you're going to live. So the same way you see that shit, you see roadkill all the time. Yeah, people die every day. I don't think people really pay attention to that. Your life is not guaranteed to you. So all that hiding, shh, Lord, please help me. Lord, please protect. Lord, yeah. Good luck with that. It ain't worked never. And it doesn't work now, and it never will. It never has. And if y'all don't understand that there's strength in numbers and that we need to stand together, this is why I say all these idiots, they be talking about, man, it's a waste of time. No, you're a waste of time. That's why you made that stupid ass comment. You took the time to watch a serious video that pertains to not only me and you, but your family as well. And your ignorant punk ass is too scared to stand up for anything. So, well, let me just keep tuning in to watch people argue about Michael Jordan and LeBron and Big Daddy Kane versus Rakim, who won a battle, and what Max B said about Kane and some transsexual jerking off Whack 100 and all this goofy shit that y'all talk about. That's all y'all care about. Goofy shit, silly shit. Like that fucking racist slave owner said, man. That Negro that keep asking questions and trying to find out how the plantation is ran, you got to either give him a good whipping or send him up a river, because that is a dangerous Negro. Because what's going to happen is he's always trying to find out how the plantation is ran, right? Trying to learn, basically, trying to get educated on what's happening. We can't have that. We got to keep them in silly mode. That's always supposed to be black people's position, silly mode, and that's all you niggas do. Let's be real. Ha, he LO, this nigga funny as hell. Y'all think Adrian Broner destroying himself is entertainment to y'all? Dean the Great, that's all entertainment. All these dudes are is a bunch of little alcoholics that need help. But it's entertainment to y'all. Yo, these niggas funny as hell. Sad that y'all think that. But that's the mode y'all are in. That's exactly what y'all are. Exactly what that racist cracker said is what you dumb niggas are. And y'all still don't get it. A bunch of silly motherfuckers. That's all y'all do. Run around playing, joking, laughing at the silliest shit. The most ignorant, dumb, childish shit is entertainment to grown-ass people. And even after hearing that video, you still don't have it in you to grow up and be men. Y'all better learn. People like this Chud the Builder, he deserve. Just like that. Talking about they're gonna find a chimp with his brains blown out all over the ground. Yeah. That's how they need to find him in that jail cell. Plain and simple. Real ones. Y'all know what time it is. Talk to me in the comment section. Never fall in love with lies. Remember, the truth brings hate out of people. I'll catch y'all on the next video.